Hey there, Ravens flock. Welcome back to Baltimore Talk, the weekly podcast giving you a recap of every Baltimore Ravens game from now to postseason. I'm your host, Anthony Propst, and I'll be bringing you everything you missed, plus my own personal thoughts, opinions, and analysis. We are back once again in the regular season. This time we are here with Baltimore Ravens in Week 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to start off. I'm going to be full transparent here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I missed the first two drives of the Ravens, only because with YouTube now having NFL Sunday Ticket and the Baltimore Ravens app not broadcasting it over the radio station like they usually do, I wasn't able to get right there at 1 o'clock to listen/watch the game. So I believe I missed at least the first two set of downs. I know I did get there for at least the first part, like their first whole drive, but at least the first two set of downs, or maybe it was one, I'm not 100% sure. Someone can let me know in the comments section what I did miss in anything. I don't know if it was anything too big or significant. However, I did end up getting there with the game, and I also did miss the coin toss. So I'm not sure who won, but based off third quarter, the way it starts, I'm assuming, and this is just an assumption, this is just an educated guess, that Cincinnati won the toss, chose to defer. That's just what I'm going to say, because you all know how I feel and what my rule is when it comes to winning a coin toss. Everybody knows my personal thoughts, my feelings about it. You always defer, because that first half can be devious. I promise you, it can be devious, it can be disasterly. But I'm going to say it. That was payback, ladies and gentlemen. That was payback for Wild Card Weekend against them, and I'm so happy we caught the victory. Honestly, guys, that was my takeaway at the end of the game. My words exactly were, that's payback. And I cannot be more happy that we won. Yes, the score was within a field goal, but hey, a dub's a dub. You all know that, especially, once it's in the later at half of the season and we're like week 13 and beyond, then that's when it really, really matters. When you catch a dub, you catch a dub. And early in the season, it's not going to make or break anything, but this one was going to make or break something for me personally, because after we beat them last year early in the season, lost to them week 18, then wild card weekend, that terrible decision. But we're not going to say specifically because it's just going to hurt my soul even more. That's all it was. It was just strictly and straight payback. And I cannot, for the life of me, tell you all how happy I am that we won. So, with all that being said and the intro being out of the way, I will say, after what I said last week, I am going to say it, but I'm going to save it for the end because you guys know I don't like to give spoilers. I like to drop little hints and teasers of what I said last week about what I'm going to be doing for you guys. See if I can get it to work, and I got it working. But we're going to get into the game first. So, first quarter here. Like I said, I think I missed at least the first drive, maybe the second, or the first set of downs getting changed. So, 1st and 10, Justice Hill, he ends up running for 6. 2nd and 4, he only gets 1, which this was funny. His younger brother, Dax Hill, is a linebacker for Cincinnati and actually tackled him on those first two plays. When they said that, when I was watching it on NFL Sunday Ticket, it was hilarious. I'm like, that's kind of ironic. But now, on 3rd and 3, our boy Odell Beckham Jr., he gets the first down and then some. So now it's 1st and goal. Justice Hill gets a run but no gain. Gus Edwards, he puts the first points up on the board. So now it's 7-0 with 7:12 left in the first. So now 1st and 10, Cincinnati, they go for 6. 2nd and 4, they end up converting, but there's a holding flag on them, so that gets backed all the way up. So now on 2nd and 14, they gain 6. 3rd and 8, they go for a deep pass from Joe Burrow, but that one's called incomplete. So now on 4th and 8, the Bengals do have to punt the ball away. 5:16 left in the first quarter. Now back on our side of the ball, 1st and 10, Justice Hill, he gets a nice run of 9 yards. Rashad Bateman on 2nd and 1, he gets the first down. Now on 1st and 10, Lamar, he ends up throwing a deep pass, which gets called incomplete. Now on 2nd and 10, Devin Duvernay, he gets a 5-yard catch. The Bengals do challenge it because when they passed it, it looked like it had hit the ground, and they end up winning the challenge, unfortunately. So now on 3rd and 10, Lamar Jackson ends up overthrowing Zay Flowers here. So now it's 4th and 10, and Justin Tucker tries to kick a 59-yard field goal, which ends up missing, which, honestly, I had this discussion this morning, ironically, the day of this getting uploaded on Monday, the 18th. I was talking about this to my mother this morning, actually, on this one here, that we all know, Justin Tucker never misses from 50 yards and in. So it's anywhere between 50 and less, he's guaranteed making it certified gold. But it's 50 and beyond, then it gets a little dicey. But we all know last year, technically 2 years ago now, in 2021-2022 season, he made that 66-yard field goal in Detroit. And people are always confusing and even ask me, since they know how much of a Baltimore fan I am, how he can do that. But if it's like this, like a 59-yarder, he misses. And the simple fact, Detroit has a stadium that has a dome. This one was outside. So it's hard to compensate for wind, because if he's aiming for it with wind compensation and then mid-kick, it ends up, the wind just stops. That's going to throw some dice and some issues into it. And he ended up kicking a wide right field goal on that. But I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about it, because 50 plus is difficult, honestly, for almost any kicker. Even if we have the best kicker in NFL history on our team. But you didn't hear me say that. But we're getting off topic here, so let's get back into it. Now, 1st and 10 back on Cincinnati's side. They only gain one after a short little run. So now on 2nd and 9, they throw a screen pass for nothing. 3rd and 9, they only get a gain of 1. So on 4th and 8, they do have to punt the ball away again. 1st and 10, Gus Edwards, he gets a handoff and runs right up the middle for a gain of 5. Now on 2nd and 5, Devin Duvernay, he gains only 2, and this is what here ends the first quarter. So now we're on 3rd and 3. Lamar, this big play here, he fumbles the ball here because he got taken down. He fumbles the ball. The Bengals recover. However, there was a flag thrown for illegal hands to the face, and it was on Cincinnati. So we caught the biggest break of our lives here, ladies and gentlemen. If we did not have that, they would have been in our territory crazy-like. But that illegal hands to the face saved us. So now on 1st and 10, Justice Hill gets no gain, actually a loss of 1. On 2nd and 11, Lamar ends up keeping it for 6. 3rd and 5, he ends up throwing an incomplete pass to Mark Andrews. Now on 4th and 5, and this, even though we got, by the grace of God, that we got that ball back and saved, on 4th and 5, we punt it, and they end up returning it for a touchdown. And there was no flag. They threw the flag late, was hoping it would get called back, but there was no flag on this play, guys. So we let them return an 88-yard punt return and get a touchdown. So now 81 yards. So now it's 7-7 with 13 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first half. Very upsetting. So now 1st and 10, Nelson Aguilar. He was a baller yesterday. He was a baller and a monster. He gets the first down. 1st and 10, we have a low snap or a low pass, and that tried to go to Devin Duvernay, but was incomplete. So now on 2nd and 10, Rashad Bateman, he runs up for 9. 3rd and 1, Justice Hill gets the first down. 1st and 10, Justice Hill runs for 8 once again. And I really got to say, Aguilar and Hill were our guys yesterday, and or at least in the first half, because they were Lamar's two right-hand men. Well, left and right-hand men, if you think about it, because having two people on the same side would be a little unorthodox. However, now on 2nd and 2, Zay Flowers gets a swifty pass and runs for 17. Now back on 1st and 10, Rashad Bateman gets a nice catch for 7. 2nd and 3, incomplete to Odell. On 3rd and 3, it's a pitch to Justice Hill, and he's just marked short. So 4th and 2, Justin Tucker. This field goal from 44 yards is good. Now putting the score, us back on top, 10 us, 7 Cincinnati, with 9:15 left in the first half. So now on 1st and 10, Joe Burrow throws a pass, but it is deflected. on 2nd and 10, another incomplete pass, but this time there was pass interference on us, so that gives them free set of downs. Now on 1st and 10, they gain 14. 1st and 10 again, they only gain 2. 2nd and 8, gain of 6. 3rd and 2, unfortunately they convert. So now on 1st and 10, they gain 5 off a run play. And then on 2nd and 5, they carry again, this time for 4. So now on 3rd and 1, they end up converting once again. So now on 1st and 10, our boy Patrick Queen gets a stellar, and I mean stellar tackle here. And oh my goodness, this one, unfortunately, it did hurt his shoulder a little bit. He did end up coming back in the game, thankfully. But this one, oh, ladies and gentlemen, this tackle was gnarly from this guy. I'm telling you, Patrick Queen, certified monster on defense. Can't be beat, I swear. But now on 2nd and 8, they only gain 3. So now on 3rd and 5, they throw an incomplete pass to the end zone. So on 4th and 5, they go for also a field goal. So now, once again, it's tied ball game, 10-10 with 3:01 left in the first half. On 1st and 10, Lamar in trouble, flicks it to Justice Hill for 7. So this one, he's getting swarmed, and he's looking left, looking right, trying to get in, trying to get out. Can't find anybody, so he just quick flicks it, pitch right to Justice Hill, and that ended up getting a 7. So that was nice. So now on 2nd and 3, Lamar ended up keeping it for himself, doing a nice slide, getting the first down. That'll put us at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in the first half of Baltimore and Cincinnati. Back on 1st and 10, Lamar only runs it and only gets 3. So now on 2nd and 7, it was a nice sidearm sling pass to Aguilar for the first down. 1st and 10, another sidearm sling pass. And Lamar did this 3 times in a row. This is time 2 of 3. This time to Justice Hill for 8. 2nd and 2, this time he hits Mark Andrews, and he gets the first down. Here, right after this, is where we take our first time out of the half. So now once we come back, it's 1st and 10. Nelson Aguilar gets a great pass for a first down. And I have to say Nelson Aguilar was the MVP of the game. That's what I have to say. That is my opinion. I think he should have been handed, if he was not handed, the MVP of the game award for this one, because he was really having a day. His catches were great. Lamar's passes to him were right on target, and he was getting some yards and making tracks. So this man really deserves MVP of this game. Now on 1st and 10, Lamar ends up scrambling. There was an illegal contact flag on Cincinnati, and that was all after we came back from our second timeout. It was after that pass to Aguilar. We did take our second timeout. And that flag on Cincinnati that I just spoke about, that was a very late flag because they ended up getting it right near the end. So now on 1st and 10, Lamar, he pump fakes, hits Andrews he hits Andrews, but unfortunately he drops a pass. And then there was a holding call on us. So now on 1st and 20, Lamar, he keeps it, runs itself for 18 yards. This one, there was a holding call on us, and I say this is a bad call. All because when you look at it, our offensive lineman who was doing it, he went blocked, and he was literally in the process of letting go and started to fall at the same time. So if you can picture it and think about it in your heads, or even if you've watched the game itself, you all know what I'm talking about. I don't agree with this call. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the refs in the games because I'm going to be honest, especially in the second half, we definitely know where these refs are from, because a lot of the Cincinnati refs were throwing flags on Baltimore, but I'm not going to say I'm biased. Who am I kidding? Yes, I am. But now on that 1st and 20 where we get that bad call, Cincinnati, they took their first timeout. Now on 1st and 30, Mark Andrews gets a pass, but it's incomplete. Now on 2nd and 30, Lamar misses. On 3rd and 30, he carries for 11. We take our 3rd and final timeout. Cincy, they take their second timeout right after. So now on 4th and 19, Justin Tucker hits a 49-yard field goal, putting us up 13-10 going into half. And we're at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. This is where my halftime thoughts come in. And I will say, it was okay, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't a great first half. There were definitely some things, definitely some places that we could have worked on, especially with our offense, starting with stay on your mans. Not just offense, but defense as well. But I'm going to start with offense because they were getting to Lamar into the backfield so many times. And the amount of times he had to scramble and just dump passes away was absolutely ridiculous. So, football 101, especially for offensive linemen, I know this because I played it my entire life, all the way up until I graduated high school. I'm not joking. 12 straight years, 12 straight seasons, never missed a beat. Offense, fundamentals, stay on your blocks. If they start to run by you, yes, you have to let them go to avoid holding calls. But if it's a pass play, hands up, quick hits. And if it's a run play, just grab them by the shoulder pads, right out on the outside of the chest plate, and just drive it right up and push them till you fall on them, pancake them, this, that, whatever. Staying on your blocks is the best thing to do because that will give your quarterback enough time to either hit his target, get rid of it, or take it himself. Those are the three things that need to get done no matter what. And then on our defensive side, they were able to get so many deep passes or run past us for X amount of yards, all because yes, I understand we were playing zone coverage. However, we should have been playing man coverage in certain spots because there were certain plays where they got really good deep passes or they were running by us, especially their 81-yard return on the punt return. That one, we could have stopped cold turkey. But for some reason, we did not, all because we were not staying on our people and not getting to the ball fast enough. But I don't want to criticize this at a third. You all know how much I love this team. Been in love with this team. Literally almost, this is now year 11? Yeah, year 11. So we all know how much I love this team. And then my next point, stop with the stupid penalties. Oh, good golly gosh. Hands to the face, holding. Come on, guys. We know how to play Ravens football. And these penalties, they are going to definitely ramp up in the second quarter for real. But the stupid penalties were killing us. We went from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20 to 1st and 30 in 3 plays. 3 plays, guys. That, we literally got backed up twice, 20 yards. And yes, we have Justin Tucker who put points up, but still, the penalties were not necessary. And then, like I just said, my last one, be more aggressive on special teams. I will say, kickoff, kick return, fine. But on punt team, that 81-yard return could have been avoided. 100% could have been avoided, stopped in his tracks, cold turkey, everything. And I got to give it to this guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, and I probably should know this if I want to really get into the business. However, again, I'm a Baltimore fan. I'm biased. But still, that could have been stopped and avoided hardcore. No question, no hesitation. All if, for the simple thing, we stay on our mens and we just get to the ball faster. Even if we couldn't catch him and should catch him at least by the ankle or even push him just out of bounds and that put him at the 50-yard line to start the third quarter. Who cares? But or not start the third quarter. I mean, start that drive, whatever. But still, being more aggressive on special teams is definitely something, especially on punt, that we need to start doing. Because this isn't the first time in our now is the first time this season. However, this is not the first time in the past couple years that's happened to us. That actually, was it? I believe, that happened last year when we played Miami. When we played the Dolphins. That's the exact same thing that happened. So, monkey see, monkey do. It literally happened to us a year ago, and for some reason we didn't learn. It didn't click in our brains. But that's That's my rant. Those are my halftime thoughts. That's my tirade. So now, like I said, I've missed the coin toss on who got this. So, not 100% sure. But Cincinnati has the ball to start the third quarter. So, starting off, it's 1st and 10. Joe Burrow is almost sacked, but he ends up running the ball for 5. Now on 2nd and 5, Bengals do convert. 1st and 10, they get a 31-yard run. And this right here, being more aggressive, staying on your guy on defense, is exactly what I just said. Literally just said the exact same thing. Not even 2 minutes ago. Y'all can quote me on that. Now on 1st and 10, they gain 5, but there is a flag for an ineligible man downfield, so that pulls him back a couple of yards. So now it's on 1st and 15. They get an 11-yard pass on 2nd and 4. They do convert. It was called short, however, so now it's the Bengals taking a timeout. They're first of the half. 13-10 here, so now on 3rd and 1, they do convert. On 1st and 10, they get a gain of 2. Now they're in the red zone. This here, oh my God, this is where my mind blew. 2nd and 8. Our boy, Geno Stone, in the red zone, gets an interception. Interception right here. This was nuts. This man literally in the end zone, while they're in the red zone, catches it, sails for 30 yards? Or, no, yeah, 20 yards. Whatever. 20 yards. Oh my God. And I did forget to mention this. Odell did get hurt and was out for the rest of the game with an ankle injury. I believe he is questionable. He is questionable for next week, so hopefully we'll be playing him next week. But as of right now, that was the call that they made at that point. But back to the craziness. Like I said, Geno Stone, 20-yard interception run while in the red zone. Absolutely stellar. And then next, even better, back-to-back, we go crazy. On 1st and 10, our boy, our rookie, Zay Flowers, number 4, gets a 52-yard pass. I can't express to you how amazing oh my God. I was freaking out. And the worst part, my daughter was I apologize for Siri talking. And I was trying not to freak out as my daughter was taking a nap, but I absolutely lost my mind when I saw him get this 52-yard pass. Because now on 1st and goal, he ends up running again for 6. 2nd and goal, he runs it for 2. We were really trying to push the envelope with him. Then on 3rd and goal, Mark Andrews gets his first touchdown of the year. So now our boy, Mark Andrews, absolutely awesome. We get a touchdown here. This now putting it to 20-10 with 8 minutes, 39 seconds left in the first half. I'm sorry, my brain's confused since I just had that freak out for the second time here. So now it's the third quarter. On 1st and 10 for Cincinnati, they run for 6. They throw a pass, which is no good. On 2nd and 10, they end up running for 7. Then on 3rd and 3, they end up gaining 12 and converting. So now on 1st and 10, they go for 4. On 2nd and 6, they get a gain of 2. 3rd and 4, they convert with 11 yards. Now on 1st and 10, they convert again. Then on 1st and 10, they end up getting out of bounds near the red zone. So on 2nd and 10, they gain 7. On 3rd and 3, they end up converting, but there was a flag for roughing the passer on us. So 1st and goal, they gain 1. 2nd and goal, incomplete. 3rd and goal, they get a touchdown. Now it's 20-17 with 2:34 left in the third quarter. And they're still down by a field goal, guys. 1st and 10, Gus Edwards, he ends up running big for 20 here. Now on 1st and 10, he ends up going again, this time for only 3. 2nd and 7, Lamar, he kept it himself for the first. So now on 1st and 10, he ends up keeping it again for this time 17. Unfortunately, there was a holding flag on us. Wow, what a surprise. Flag on Baltimore. Shocking. But then It's now 1st and 20. Justice Hill, he ends up getting a loss of 3. This one here ends up ending the third quarter. So now we're in quarter 4, getting near the end here. So now on 2nd and 23, our boy Mark Andrews, he ends up getting a beautiful 20-yard gain. So now on 3rd and 3, Gus Edwards ends up getting the first down. Moving to 1st and 10, Devin Duvernay almost gets a one-handed catch, but it's incomplete. We use now our first timeout of the half, of the fourth quarter now, going into, technically the second half. I almost got myself a little confused here. So after that, it's now 2nd and 10. My apologies. Nelson Aguilar, like I said, MVP certified for this game. He ends up gaining 9. Gus Edwards gets the first. On 1st and 10, Lamar scrambles for 4. 2nd and 6, he only gets 1. So now on 3rd and 5, Nelson Aguilar. What did I say? MVP right here. 3rd and 5, he ends up getting a touchdown in his first actually as a Baltimore Raven. So now it's 27-17 with 11:38 left in the game. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Gain of 5. This is one where Patrick Queen got hurt in the shoulder but did come back. So now on 2nd and 5, Joe Burrow is sacked by our boy Latavius Clowney, or I can't remember how to pronounce his first name, but our boy Clowney right here, and this was his first sack as a Baltimore Raven as well. So 2 big things back to back for our guys, one on offense, one on defense. One is his first touchdown as a Raven, second is his first sack as a Raven. So absolutely great. Now on 3rd and 11, they end up getting a pass for 6. Kyle Hamilton was on the stop here. So on 4th and 5, they do have to punt the ball away. So 1st and 10, false start on us. 1st and 15, Justice Hill. He ends up gaining 2 off the handoff. 2nd and 13, Zay Flowers. He ends up getting taken down after a loss of 2 on this screen pass. So now on 3rd and 15, Justice Hill gains 11. But wow, there was an illegal blindside block. And we elected to ignore this penalty. So on 4th and 4, we end up having to punt the ball away. 7:40 left in the game. 1st and 10, incomplete pass by Cincinnati. 2nd and 10, they gain 13 and get the first. 1st and 10, Joe Burrow has to dump this one away, which I'm not going to complain. Now, 2nd and 10 is an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10, they do convert. 1st and 10, they end up getting a pass broken up, thankfully. 1st and 10, or 2nd and 10, they gain 6 here. 3rd and 4, incomplete pass. 4th and 4, they went for it, which, if it's not 4th and 1, 4th and inches, I'll even say maybe even 4th and 2. You can be crazy. You can be a little dangerous. If it's anything beyond 4th and 2, just punt it or go for the field goal, because I want to say at least 7 times out of 9, you're not going to hit, unless you're that team. Or the defense is not it, and the defense is just trash, and you're running all over them. However, this is one of those instances where it's 4th and 4, and I'm like, ooh, that's ballsy. However, they proved me wrong because they converted on 4th and 4. So now on 1st and 10, they get the first down here. Now on 1st and 10, they end up getting a run gain of 9 yards. 2nd and 1, incomplete pass. 3rd and 1, they end up converting again. So now on first and goal and 2nd and goal were 2 incomplete passes. 3rd and goal, however, is now a touchdown. So it's 27-24 with 3:28 left in the game. Now it is 1st and 10. Gus Edwards, and here's where I had to break some things down for some people. All we had to do, because we just had to run out the clock till we hit the 2-minute warning, which is exactly what we did. All we needed to do was hit the 2-minute warning, either get to the 30-yard line and kick a field goal, really put this game out of reach, and as long as we didn't screw it up here, or, like I just said, run down to the 2-minute warning, kneel it, end it, which is exactly what we did. On 1st and 10, Gus Edwards gets a gain of 2. 2nd and 8, Devin Duvernay, he gains 5. Bengals take their second timeout of the half. 3rd and 3, Lamar, he ends up running for 12. The Bengals now take their third timeout. So 1st and 10, Lamar, he only gains a yard. He took some really bad cuts. So I'm watching him do this, and again, I know I'm not a coach, but I tend to think outside of the box here. When he was running for this, he had a clear point to where he could have ran up and got more than just a yard, maybe even 2 or 3. However, he cut once, cut twice, cut 3 different times. And I was just sitting here thinking like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you cutting so much? And that's unfortunately what led to it, him being taken down after only a yard. But there were definitely some different options he could have had and definitely taken before going through with that. But it's a moot point because now on 2nd and 9, Devin Duvernay carries for 7. Now it's 3rd and 2. Gus Edwards gets the first. And this here, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. We need it. We end it. Baltimore wins 27-24 up on Cincinnati. And like I said at the beginning, all I had to say once the final score was done was that's payback for Week 18 and Wild Card Weekend. Big payback. No James Brown. for any of my old heads out there that know that one, that know that song, The Big Payback by James Brown. That one's for my old heads. However, I'm so happy, so exhilarated, so thankful that we won this game for the simple fact, like I said, payback all around. But breaking it down this second half, it was a better second half than the first. Only thing that carries over, the stupid penalties, false start, hands to the face, or not hands to the face, illegal block, whatever our other dumb penalties were. My whole overarching argument, the very last one too, stop with the stupid penalties. But here we are again, and this time they're getting thrown on us more. But that's also because we're in a rival city. But whatever. But overall, at the end of the day, we won. We took the victory. We now push ourselves to 2-0 as we put Cincinnati at 0-2. So it was either we were walking out with reverse wins to their losses, or everybody was going home with 1-1 each. We walked out 2-0. And at the end of the day, overarching thing, like I said, we won, we caught the victory, and that's all that matters. And like I said, Zay Flowers killed it with that 52-yarder pass, which was way nuts. But my MVP trophy or crown, everything has to go to Nelson Aguilar because he really was crunching it yesterday. So hats off to him. You know, he gets his claps, he gets his flowers, and hopefully he can continue to do it again. Crazy coming up this Sunday. We are back home in our own stadium of M&T Bank Stadium, taking on, in Week 3, the Indianapolis Colts. Rookie quarterback, just like last week. We're taking on Anthony Richardson, and I can't wait to see it. I know you all can't wait to see it. And then Monday, hear my beautiful voice. And that special little teaser that I teased last week that I said I'd mention this week. So not next week after Indianapolis, but after Week 4. I can't think of who we play yet, but I'll talk about it. I'll obviously mention it at the end of next week. After my Week 4 review will not just be audio anymore, ladies and gentlemen. My Week 4 and hopefully weeks, everything going through the rest of it will be live. Well, and when I say live, I mean recorded for my YouTube fans who watch. Yes, I will still be putting out the audio version of it right here on RSS, on Spotify, everything else that it's on. But going forward after Week 4, I will be filming these podcasts, doing the same kind of review and recap that I always do. But you'll get to now see my face. I'll have an intro and everything. I have a logo and everything. So you will now be able to see me doing this in front of you guys, face, everything, all. I hope you guys are just as excited. I know I am so excited for this. I cannot tell you guys how much this excites me and how thankful I am that I finally get the opportunity to do this. Because this is like I said when I said at the end of season 1 that I was going to try and switch things up, do some stuff different for this season. And like I said, I am delivering here, and this is exactly how it's going to be. So week 4 will be a full-on, just like you see on ESPN, SportsCenter, NFL Network for Good Morning Football, every single thing that we do here on Baltimore Talk. But going forward, it's going to be live, baby. So thank you all for listening once again to another episode of Baltimore Talk. I've been your host, Anthony Propst. I will see you all next week. Goodbye.